I could take you into this. Was the old owner's office here.
He was a lawyer, wasn't
he? Yeah, attorney, lawyer.
Oh, he left all this stuff. Huh?
Yeah. So this is on the list to get all fixed up too. It's just a lot of square footage to deal with.
I wouldn't even worry about fixing it up, man. I just get it clean. This is the thing. You can never guess when it comes to these kind of tenants. You don't know who you're going to get. Some guy's going to come in and, I mean, it could be a nuclear physicist. Oh, this is perfect for whatever reason. It could be, I had a guy that.
Yeah, you just get it clean by just, like you said, painting it, make it look clean.
Just make it look clean, the white box.
Yeah.
Right? But, you don't need to tear out walls. You don't need to add walls because it's kind of silly for us to try to anticipate who's going to knock on our door.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I've told you this before, but I tell this audience, you go in there and you go, oh, this would be perfect. And then you throw in some walls. And you're imagining a real estate officer, somebody's going to rent from you. And then they come in and they go, oh, it's perfect. But can you tear these walls out that you just put in? And the problem with adding walls is that when you add a wall, you can spend $1,300 just on the doors and lock set and everything else just to add a door. Okay, now you added a wall. Now what do you got to do? Unless you want to turn all the lights on at once, you got to rewire this thing. You got to put a switch. You got to put a light. Oh, now you need a vent. So now you got to put a vent in here to cool this room. And it creates a lot of work to add a room. Taken away, not such a big deal. But so yeah, like I say, just and I even tell people, they'll say, "Well, can you move this?" And I'll say, "How long have you been doing this? Are you already set up?" And sometimes you just say, "You know what? Look, the tenant improvements. Why rush into it? I mean, if you know exactly what you want, then you do. But if you're not sure, and sometimes you can kind of tell that they're not sure, you say, "Look, why don't you just move in, get acquainted with the property, and if you can't work around something, then you can address it and say, I'm not going to, deny you." Any improvement you want to do unreasonably. And so, we're in the midst of signing a 3-year lease right now. It's worth about $1 million. It's worth $30,000 a month. So for 3 years, that's about a little over $1 million. And we have a little bit of stuff like that. And sometimes they can become sticklers. You won't have that problem on this because you got to do a little big remodel. But this looks really, really good. And this has got the old style popcorn ceiling on it. And the thing with this stuff, it looks like it was probably, it's been painted. You can kind of tell the stuff would fall off a little bit but it's been painted. So this stuff, if it's never been painted, it just takes, you can just scrape it off or just spray it with water and it just falls off. Painted, it's a little bit tougher. It's gonna be harder to scrape off. And there'll be a little bit of touch up. You got a little bit of stuff to do here anyways, you can kind of see. So on this one, what you might do is let somebody come in, make your deal. If it's good enough, it's good enough. But one of the things I'd foresee coming is scraping the roof, and then just don't put this stuff on again.
Just do like orange peel or whatever.
Yeah, orange peel. Yeah, some sort of knockdown like this is fine. They didn't knock it down, but this is they barely knocked it down. This way they throw coat on. They'll throw it on. You can kind of see how the things are kind of rounded. If they had come back with kind of a wide band, they knock it down. They make all those things flat, and it's good if you have walls that are irregular and bumpy and lumpy. It hides a lot of stuff. Let me put it that way. It hides a lot of imperfections, which is the way to go. So, yeah, really, really looks great, man. So I don't know. I think I would just clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And
what about these fluorescents?
Pretty nasty. Again, let the tenant come in and you can say, hey, I'll replace all the lights if you want. I wouldn't put these back up. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was just going to do you're thinking like the LED drops.
The little squares, little rounds, because see these little round lights, you can screw them in, you can put them anywhere. And the other thing that's really great about them is that if you cut a circle and you're right over a stud, no problem, because they're about as thick as the drywall anyway. So they can go right over, if you've got, a truss affecting you, it won't affect you. And then you can simply, connect one to the other and light it up really, really nicely. But how many units do you figure you have are ready to move in?
Probably at least 3.
Okay. See,
Or-
work on getting those filled, and then while you're doing that, like say you got a handy guy, you probably want to get a real good sheetrocker or mud man. There might be a sheetrocker, but they're the ones that can come in here. You know, and this carpet is not bad. I wouldn't tear it out. Just have them put something down, and like I say, this is probably worth scraping the ceilings for sure. If you're gonna scrape the ceilings, you can touch this stuff up, and then just blow matching texture. And then put in the lights, the little circle lights in every room, because you're going to have a hole where the light is anyways. And then what's nice about that, if they need more light, it's real easy to just take the cord over and add another light with those, rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I turn this light off. Go back that way. That's it on this side. Everything else is occupied on that side.
That's great.
This one, I'll just show you these two because they're a lot bigger. That one's like pretty much the same as the one on the end already. So
yeah.
So this door, that door, and that door. So it's 3 suites in one. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna start focusing on the outside just because I'm spending a lot of money getting all the white box ready. But I just think the outside would just help getting things out, and that's why I wanted you to come here just to take a look at like the asphalt parking lot and the boardwalks. I just kind of figure out how much level of improvement I need to get out there.
And so what he's saying is that's exactly right. And I've just been doing it for so many years. You go in and you put all the money on the inside, especially when you're, he's not broke on this. He's got a budget for everything. But you start with the outside, because then they go, oh, this looks great. And then they come in, they go, oh, this isn't quite as good, but you can make this great like that. But otherwise, listen, I'll tell you what happened. If you could make this perfect inside, and when you have somebody come to meet you, all of a sudden they don't show up. And why? Because they drove up and they go, fuck it. And they keep going. So you want them to stop and they go, wow, this looks terrific. And then they come in here. And of course you clean it. Just clean it is all you got to do. And then let them decide what their standards are, right? Because some people's standards are very low. Some people are very high. But you can't guess what it is. You can't guess what it is.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that'd be the smartest thing to do. All right, last one.
This is one of the bigger ones. This is like 2,500 to 3,000.
Oh, okay.
It's probably better to walk this way where you can see the entrance.
Yeah. So for those of you guys watching, the quick way to know your square footage, these are 4x8 tiles. So you just come in and you just start counting. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is 40 feet. Okay, it's about 20 tiles. So you got 40 feet, and then you can do the distance. Simple enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it's like 54 by, what did we say?
40.
54 by 40. So you got
2,500.
Pretty close. Yeah.
But yeah, this was the original. I mean, this is the one that definitely needs painting. But yeah, this was the entrance with your front desk here that had all the, your TRICARE if you want, who they accept. And then this was just all office space.
Yeah.
The unique thing about this was, so next door is a physical therapy. And this was part of their space, I think. And they cut it back some. Mm-hmm. So they took all the toilets.
Oh, they did?
So there's no toilets or restroom in this space. I had a bathroom.
Okay. You got an FAU here. Interesting.
And then there's another one down there too.
Oh, okay. So you maybe there's 2 meters on this property too. You might have 2 meters on this. But again, it's actually a perfect massage establishment too. Because it's just all these patient rooms are perfect size. That one's a little big here, but that's the front. But yeah, like I say.
And then what would you do about that? You just get a concrete guy and kind of fill up that void?
Yeah, I would fix that right away. Yeah, you get rats in here and everything else. Yeah, just it's kind of funky how they did it. But pour concrete down there and just put a sill. with a sweep, and it'll be tight. And some people would even put, you don't have to do it, but they'll put a locking screen door on the inside.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's how. And one of the suites has that.
Yeah, people like to do that too. But but yeah, and because it's already not devised, like you say, let's just say you got something that's can be two 1200s. So you just say 1200 to 2500 square feet,
Right.
and they say, "Oh, yeah, I'll take it all, or I'll take half of it." This is shot. Yeah, you probably need a new AC here, probably. Yeah, there's no coil, or you got the blower, but no coil, I guess. So this is, that's no good. That would have to be replaced. And then you might also double check if it's 3-phase or not. Get a little light on here. Because I know you have 3-phase here. Yeah, it's single phase. Okay. So, yeah, because you have 3-phase to your building, some people they'll take advantage of that, and then they'll put in 3-phase
HVAC.
units. Then you get an AC guy that's not much of an electrician, and then he screws everything up because he thinks it's single phase. And so he comes in, he brings a new unit that's not 3-phase or whatever. So anyways, but so yeah, you gotta, like I say, fix your outside up, and then you can prioritize your spending on the inside by who says I'll take it, and make those changes. But yes, this sort of stuff could also be very well just because that gap in the door.
Let me go turn this
Yeah,
light
go
off.
ahead. I'll get you some light.
At that. Cut it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, decent amount of vacancy, but nothing like super overkill. Just prioritize and get it.
Right, but he
Get it
bought it
filled.
so cheap it pencils with a huge vacancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
60% vacant. So,
yeah, 60% vacant, and it still makes money. That's and look, you can see that's his property too. Look at the roofs over there. That's where we just came from. So there's economies of scale. You got one maintenance guy coming in, making everybody happy, and he can walk to everyone or drive.
so
right
what do you
next-
think about the rust on the roof up there, the metal?
I think. You bought it because you bought it so cheap. You can afford to do some improvements. I pay it. Just clean it up, paint it, then it'll look prettier. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but just think about that if it was tan, just nice tan color.
Yeah.
And then you could put bronze trim on the tops of those little things, the metal trim around the top.
Yeah.
And that would look really nice from the other side. You're looking at the store, you got a tan and bronze trim, and then you got bronze doors and bronze glass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just throwing a little money on the outside, number one, new paint, new striping and seal, like you're talking about, and then get a figure on maybe putting in just steel bars. Get rid of all that. Maybe just get rid of all that wooden crap, so you can fix the steps, concrete, put in the embeds with 4 prongs, and
then what about like these areas that needed like the where they were supposed to be handicap accessible? Would you put like those steel things there too?
I wouldn't do anything. I would just when they stripe it, have them redo that handicap. And that's it. Just they'll strike out that area to the side. So if you haven't committed to that guy, say, you know what, I really can't do it. But you can put a sign right there. And he's already got power right here.
Right.
So he could just put 2 signs like that or whatever he wants, but I don't think I'd give it away like that.
And then talking about these ones, you just saying wall packs on these guys? You rip them out and new wall packs?
Yeah. So let me show you. I mean, the fact that these have been undisturbed and they're still here, it makes me kind of like them. They're accepted. They're not damaged. They're not broken. And if ever somebody did, you can pull it. But, you know, it's not that heavy. You know, if it's not being abused, I wouldn't worry about it. I think I might leave it.
Just get it working.
Yeah, maybe just get it working. Or, like I say, I mean, if it's not working, it might be easier to just wall pack them.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me show you. So there's a wall pack on the back. The thing you got to be careful of when you put a wall pack on the back of your building or really anywhere is if that light is directly blowing out and bothering a neighbor. So we have these other ones that have like a shield. This is an old one, but you can see there's a shield on here so that it doesn't just blow the light straight out. It like protects the neighbor so they're not looking at it. And they have some new cool ones that I'll send you a picture of that I have on my some new ones I put in. So here's another center, very similar to Rich's. And he took a picture of it after he just put in one. So this is the ugly that I have. And that's been replaced with...
Yeah, I think the issue that I have, or just the mindset of just trying to jump on it as quick as possible, and just things don't move as quickly as you want them to. And I just have to understand that, just because it's such a bigger center, and this took a lot longer than expected, and I got more crews coming in here. Yeah. It just seems like
just get the outside done, man. Just get the outside done.
Yeah, make
it pretty for people to stop, and you might as well just start. You paint the signs, fix the lights. And these are different trades, so that all can happen at once. You know, but I get the new lights, LED, paint the trim. It's looking better. It just keeps looking better as you go back. That place looks fantastic already next door.
And I honestly like that center better than this, but as far as...
Oh, I do too. I do too. It needs less work. And then on this one here, like I say, just, you know, make sure all the lights work. You know, everything start to look faded and dull gray. They can paint that bronze too. Even the lights that are up there look better painted bronze, the poles. And and then like I said, then when you get down and you blacken the lot and restripe the lot, then it really will pop. Paint the roof, the beige, and again the bronze trim to match the bronze metal that you have around all these windows, and it'll look surprisingly better. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks, Rich.
Thanks, no problem. Thank you.
It's really proud and impressed. And
thanks.
He really is a rock star student, and you know, and we got several, and this is absolutely one of the best deals made. It's not the first multi-million-dollar guy that's made more than $2 million on a single deal, but this is one of the big ones.
Yeah, thanks.
And he's consistent. He's been consistent. I mean, from hundreds of thousands. Million, you know, several million. So really great. Really great. Anyways, so that's it. Hit that subscribe button and see you later. So you want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face-to-face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years.